We are just 3 weeks away from the big Route 66 Road Fest, the event celebrating the history of the Mother Road. We'll have fun for the entire family, including a classic car show. Joining us this afternoon is Ken Busby of the Route 66 Alliance and Wade Bray from Route 66 Road Fest. Thank you both for being here this afternoon.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
So if someone's watching, they've never been, tell us what the Road Fest is all about.
The Road Fest is a giant event that fills the SageNet Center at Expo Square. So it's a lot of things. There's a large classic car show, which is amazing. The entire downstairs is a car show. But upstairs we have historical exhibits. We have, like you said, activities for the family.
Pinewood Derby.
We have Pinewood Derby. We have Hot Wheels races. We have an 18-hole miniature golf course. We have virtual reality pedal car races. There's a lot to do.
That's so fun.
Yes.
No, the thing that, when you think of Route 66, and we've talked about this before, is it's everything you love about the Great American Road Trip. There is so much history along the route, all of the stops, the cafes, some of the roadside attractions. We've talked about that during the break. What makes it special? You know, all of the things at the event are kind of in light of that. It's all the American fun pastimes.
It's all nostalgia.
Yes. And
it harkens back to a kinder, gentler time. But a thing that really were families, for the American road trip, all of those things that we think about as classic America. That's what Route 66 represents, and the very best of it. And so this Road Fest really brings that out in a major way.
It does. Well, and it's much more than just fun for the entire family. There's also an opportunity to learn about some of that history. Talk to me about some of the speakers.
Sure, yeah. We have a great presentation stage made possible by Oklahoma Humanities. And, well, one of the ones, obviously you have to talk about Michael Wallace and his book, Route 66, The Mother Road. I noticed, Wade, that you have really tagged this thing.
So in the name of giving credit where credit is due, I actually, on these two books, had them also. I started cleaning them up, but that one was so ridiculous that I left them. If you come see the exhibit, if you come to the journey and see the exhibit, that's the history of Route 66, and you've read this book, you will see a lot of things that are familiar to you, and that's what all those tags are. So when I was putting that history together and that exhibit together, that book was very, very helpful.
Awesome.
Well, and just the history behind the road itself is wide, but every single stop, I mean, each of them have such a unique story. And the point is to be able to stop and not just say, oh yeah, cool, we saw it, but to actually have a conversation, to learn the story of it. And that's the destination of Route 66.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And part of the stories we'll be telling on the presentation stage, you know, Ken and I are fortunate enough to be the ones that are sitting there chatting with these people, and we have scholars and authors and all kinds of people that have, you know, much more knowledge about the route than even us.
Than even us, yes, it's true.
And you know, Michael Wallace being one of those. We got a great author named Candace Taylor that's written this book about the Green Book period, you know, and so it's
for African Americans to be able to travel safely on the road. So I mean, we're very excited about this.
Yeah, and this is an amazing book. There's a regular version. Oh, I'm turning it the wrong way. And this is the young adult version. But it's a fantastic book, and so we'll be talking about that. We have Stephanie Stuckey from the Stuckey's chain of gift shops. She'll be there talking about, you know, her family's experience and how it relates to the road trip.
And they too have a great story.
They do.
Yeah.
And they're rebuilding their story.
They are.
Which is the great American story. The comeback, the economic renaissance, all of that. So it's really a cool story to share.
Well, that's great. We hope that everybody is able to go out to it. The Route 66 Road Fest is June 23rd through 25th at Expo Square. Mark your calendars now. Guys, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you there.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.